Welcome back, everybody. There we go. Welcome back to the insanity that is spawned by the pursuit of knowledge. We'd gone to the new protocol, piping everything through a 1080, and of course, everyone is like, but, what if the servo had more amps? And it's an absolutely fair question. A fair question to the point where I have created this abomination. And this is a test of the testing apparatus. It is not my intention to leave it in this condition. We have an inductive ammeter. We have channels 1 and channels 3 running through that inductive ammeter. We've got a BEC. We have the ability to blow everything up because if this is plugged in here, you're fine. But if that's plugged in there, that needs to be plugged in there. You can't have that and that together. All right. Anyway, we're going to do it as simply as possible. We're still using a medium 3S input to the speed control. Everything is still piped through the speed control. We are currently running off of ESC power. This is a Savox 1230. It was in the bin, and I know Savox are noisy, amp-hungry boys, so I thought, this is the perfect guy. I just got off of Castle Link. I just had the dongle out to make sure this is set to 8.4 volts. That is a 10 amp CCBEC. This guy is set to 8.4 volts, as you can see it right there, because we've got a jumper in between. So the power to the secondary amp display board is coming off of the servo power lead. You can see it soldered in there. And then the positive leads for both channel 1 and channel 3, because I want to see, is there a difference? Do I need to even bother to move it to the button, or can I just do this and it's the same thing? I don't know. So both the internal BEC and the external BEC are both set to 8.4, or as this one would like you to believe, 8.5, give or take. We've got a little idle draw there. The fidelity of this guy, I think that this little fella, this little inductive clamp, I think he is for, like, big whole numbers. Like, you're running a big cable through it, and he's like, yeah, 140 amps. Because I think the max rating on this thing, it is rated for 5 to 100 volts. And current measurement range, plus or minus 100 amps. So if nothing else, we have a guy that is too burly for the job at hand. So yeah, this is it all works. This is what we're. Hey, look, 50% reverse. It's literally exactly half the draw. So he is hooked to channel 1, and this is off of internal BEC. So I think what we should do is find all the tools that we need. We should run the. Oh no, I prefer this way. Tighten it down, then clamp it. So, it's definitely a Savox. We'll do a couple things. I'm not going to be able to remember the numbers of the amps, and I don't know if the editor is going to be motivated to fill a whole sheet. This is a test of a test. It's not slow. Like, it moves. So let's do a poll at 8.4 or 8.5 volts, whichever you choose to believe. Let us see. Is there a disparity between what this amp display shows and what this amp display shows? And I mean, I guess there can be, because the BEC is... What is the BEC? People who know electricity. Is it a rectifier? Is it an amplifier? Is it, like, what is it? Yeah, it's a battery eliminator circuit, so you don't have to use a separate battery to run your servo. But what is it doing to its input power? Because it's getting 11.4 in, and it's putting 8.4, 8.5 out. So, theoretically, in my mind, the BEC should be able to put out more amps. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, hello. Let us see here. Okay, it is this way for a pull. So this is internal BEC set to 8.4. 6, I still, we need like a mirror, so that like a little periscope. We need a prism and a mirror. Oh, there it is. It's much easier to see when the light is off. 661.9. 661.9. Nope. No. Part of my brain was like, you know what you should do? You should just do a whole bunch of pulls. No, we're not going through the whole rigmarole to test the servo again. Let's pull them out of there. Plug them into channel 3. Channel 3. And the problem arises in that we're gonna have to switch this a couple times because nothing lines up perfectly in the middle. I mean, I can probably futz with the VT1 a little. I want that guy right about there. And then we're going to find out. Because I've got to clean up this wiring. And I figure might as well bring you along for the journey. A cup like this, it's just a bunch of... I've gone through like a whole bag of extensions. So there are extensions servo taped on here. And some of them are not in a super healthy condition, so they need to be replaced with something else. So if we can omit the channel 3 input, if the channel 3 input is unnecessary and we can just do it off the wheel, we'll just do it off the wheel. Oh, all right. Okay. Still 8.4, still the internal BEC. What do we get? 661.9? 3 button, hitting it. Bam. 642.5. Let's see. 623.0. So there's actually less. Wait, we gonna heat them up yet? No, not yet. Is anybody watching these? I'm not watching those. They're about half an amp apart. 631. So 10% would be 60, 5% would be 30. So it's about 5% difference. I don't know. Is this equipment accurate enough to measure that? I would honestly, I would just rather. It's easier to get that off if I unplug it. I would rather just use the wheel, because it simplifies how many extensions I have to sacrifice to this thing, which is now, it's a rat's nest, and it's a beast that has taken on a mind of its own, because it has absorbed a 1080, it has absorbed a BEC, it has absorbed a Vanquish VT1 radio. It's consuming, and a power supply and a scale, and this whole process is unnecessary. Okay, so we pull this out of here, and we move this over to BEC power, and then we got a flashy light, and then we take BEC input, we plug that in, then we find the wire that we can't find, and we plug that into channel 1, and 8.4 volts. And the number we're looking for is 662. Basically, we want to see more than 662, right? Because now, that's a 10 amp BEC. What did I see? I saw that hit 5, right? 5.0. Which is apparently the do not exceed. Or cannot exceed. Everything should still be the same. Yep, it's pull. And here we go. 10 amp CCBEC. So if nothing else, we should see... Oh, okay. Now we should see a differential between this amp number and that amp number. Yes? Yes? I don't know. Here we go. First pull, CCBEC. It's 56.5. That went to like 5.5. This went to like 4.2. At this point, I don't know what any of the numbers mean anymore. Like, I felt more confident in it when I was getting less data. I feel like I'm getting too much data now. Let's do it again. 666.4. It's like exactly the same. I mean, within percentage points. Okay, all right. We can isolate this, though. When we move this over to channel 3, which we've got to recenter it again. Yeah, this is the part that needs more work than anything because I want to unplug it less. So this rolls the power on more instantaneously. But the thing of that is, I don't know if it matters because we're testing stall torque. I know I did this backwards. Oh yeah. Okay. This will clean up some wiring. We saw 666.4 on channel 1, channel 3 on the Instapull. Yeah, it's like 640. So I have the endpoint set. This is not an issue. I have the end. It only has to pull about the full pull to get the scale to fully engage is like 4 millimeters, and I have this set to do about 1/8, so 16 degrees. It's pulling more than enough. We are consistently seeing lower output right there around that 630. Which is the exact same numbers we were getting off the internal BEC. So what have we learned? I'm afraid that we've learned nothing. Someone who knows more about these things, tell me what's happening. Well, I mean, we can do it lickety quick. 636 was the number. Unplug the BEC, move the BEC over, run it off of the power. All right. Same. Only thing we changed is we took the BEC out of the loop. We're running off internal. $625. It's exactly the same. The next servo test will be on some iteration of this apparatus. I still have sealed in the box. I haven't opened them yet. The 50 kg magnetic from Flash Hobby. This one is not the same one that is in like the Flanco. This is the CLS 3850. I think he's got the 4050 RSSR or something. They have a bunch of different numbers. Now they're both 50 kg servos. I don't know what the differences is between the two. I just noticed that this one was on sale and it was $38, so that's why I bought it. So that will probably be the servo that gets tested on this in the next, in whatever the semi-finalized setup looks like. But all right, I just basically dialed the endpoint way over. It was at like 30% or something, and it's at 65% now. So what are we on? This is board power. Oh, yeah, okay. Damn it. I hate science. 679. So it wasn't pulling hard enough to stop the thing right away. Now, the pull we saw off the wheel was 661 and that's 679. That's 2%. Hit it again. 676. Okay. All right. We're not going to fudge with that. I'm feeling more confident. Channel 1. This is not advised. Don't do this. I'm holding the wheel in one hand and adjusting it. I've broken drivers in that exact fashion. All right. I think, yeah, the steering wheel because we were at 100% endpoint. But Now we got to do it again. Now we got to do it again. This is channel 1, regular, internal BEC, and go, and go. Okay, now we're just, ooh, haha. Oh, it's getting a little warm there. Yeah, we're subjecting this gentleman to some stuff. Okay, go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So button 3, we still need both. We still need both. Enter BEC power. Plug in the BEC. I can feel the heat coming off of this servo as my thumb is above it. BEC on the wheel. This way. It's exactly the same. It was like within an ounce. Okay. Button 3 it is quicker. Like there's much less bleed off of the torque. I like that. We still need channel 1 hooked up to see this because we want to see speed. We want to see why any of it? Why are the BEC numbers not the external numbers bigger? Is it just that it takes what it takes and it does what it does? Because Savox are crazy amp hungry. What was the difference between the 2 in amps? About an amp between the 2. This one's like 3.8, 3.9, and this one's like just under 5. And that's external BEC. It's not drawing any more power. Have servos just gotten that much better? The Reefs is already gone. The big Savox 2290, that's already gone. I don't know. We're going to need some big horse to test on this to see what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Comment below, like, subscribe, etc. I don't know. I don't even know if I should mess with it. Someone smarter than me will tell me what to do about all this. I'll leave it to you.